Hey there, fellow soil enthusiasts. I know that sinking feeling when you step outside and see your once lush lawn looking more like a patchwork quilt of brown spots and struggling grass. Trust me, I've been there. Staring at my yard, wondering if I should just embrace the natural desert look or roll up my sleeves and fight for every blade of grass. Today we're diving deep into the art of lawn revival, and I promise you, your grass can come back stronger than ever. Before we jump into solutions, let's play detective. Your dying grass is trying to tell you something, and learning to read these signs is crucial for any successful revival. When grass starts turning yellow, brown, or simply stops growing, it's usually screaming about one of several issues: water stress, nutrient deficiency, soil compaction, disease, or pest damage. I've learned that the most common culprit is actually a combination of factors. Maybe your soil has become so compacted that water can't penetrate properly, leading to both drought stress and poor nutrient uptake. Or perhaps you've been overwatering, creating the perfect environment for fungal diseases while simultaneously washing away essential nutrients. The key is becoming a grass whisperer, and that starts with understanding what healthy grass actually needs. Here's something I wish someone had told me years ago. You can't have healthy grass without healthy soil. It sounds obvious now, but I spent countless hours and dollars trying to fix surface problems while ignoring what was happening underground. Your soil is the foundation of everything, and if it's struggling, your grass will struggle too. Start by testing your soil pH. Most grass types thrive in slightly acidic to neutral soil, typically between 6.0 and 7.0 pH. If your soil is too acidic, you'll need to add lime. If it's too alkaline, sulfur can help bring it down. But here's the thing. Don't just guess. Get a proper soil test done through your local extension office, or use a reliable home testing kit. Soil compaction is another silent killer I've battled in my own yard. When soil becomes compacted, it's like trying to breathe through a pillow. Nothing can move freely. Water pools on the surface instead of penetrating deep. Roots can't expand properly, and beneficial microorganisms struggle to survive. If you can't easily push a screwdriver 6 inches into your soil, you've got compaction issues. Once you've identified your soil issues, it's time for the real work. Core aeration is hands down one of the most transformative things you can do for struggling grass. I remember the first time I properly aerated my lawn. Within weeks, I could see the difference. Those little holes allow water, air, and nutrients to reach the root zone where they're desperately needed. The best time for aeration depends on your grass type. Cool season grasses like fescue and bluegrass really benefit from fall aeration, while warm season varieties like Bermuda and zoysia prefer late spring to early summer. And hey, don't just poke holes randomly. Use a core aerator that actually removes plugs of soil. Those ugly little soil plugs left on your lawn aren't a mess to clean up. They're actually organic matter that will break down and improve your soil structure. Immediately after aeration comes overseeding, and honestly, this is where the magic really happens. Choose grass seed that matches your existing variety and climate conditions. I've made the mistake of buying whatever seed was cheapest, only to end up with patchy, inconsistent growth. Quality seed costs more upfront, but it establishes better and creates a more resilient lawn. When overseeding, think of yourself as a grass matchmaker. You want perfect contact between seed and soil. After spreading the seed, lightly rake it in or use a seed spreader with a light top dressing of compost. The goal is to nestle those seeds into the soil without burying them too deep. Watering seems straightforward until you realize that most lawn problems actually stem from watering incorrectly. I used to water my lawn every day for about 15 minutes thinking I was being diligent, but what I was actually doing was training my grass roots to stay shallow and honestly creating perfect conditions for disease. Deep, infrequent watering is your mantra here. Your grass really needs about 1 to 1.5 inches of water per week, including rainfall. So instead of those daily sprinkles, try watering deeply 2 or 3 times per week. This encourages roots to grow deeper, making your grass more drought resistant and, just healthier overall. The timing matters too. Early morning watering between 6 and 10 a.m. gives your grass time to absorb moisture before the heat of the day, while also allowing leaf surfaces to dry before evening. Wet grass at night is really just an invitation for fungal diseases that can undo all your revival efforts. Nutrition is really where a lot of lawn revival efforts either succeed or, fall short. Grass actually needs 3 primary nutrients: nitrogen, which is for green growth, phosphorus for root development, and then potassium for overall plant health and disease resistance. But here's what I've learned through a lot of trial and error: timing and balance matter way more than just, dumping fertilizer on your lawn. For grass that's struggling, I honestly prefer using a slow-release fertilizer that, feeds consistently over time instead of giving a quick burst that can actually stress plants that are already weakened. A balanced fertilizer with an NPK ratio of something like 10-10-10 or 12-12-12 usually works really well for most revival situations. Organic options like compost-aged manure or, organic fertilizer blends, they feed not just your grass but also those soil microorganisms that support healthy growth. I've actually seen some dramatic improvements in lawns where we focused on building soil biology right alongside providing nutrients. Sometimes your grass isn't just struggling, it's under attack. Fungal diseases like brown patch, dollar spot, or summer patch can really devastate a lawn, especially when it's already stressed. The key is early identification and targeted treatment. Most fungal diseases thrive in moist, humid conditions with poor air circulation. If you notice circular brown patches, irregular yellowing, or even fuzzy growth on grass blades, you might be dealing with a disease issue. Improve air circulation by pruning nearby shrubs, adjust your watering schedule to reduce moisture on leaf surfaces, and consider a targeted fungicide if the problem persists. Pest problems require a different approach. Grubs, chinch bugs, and other lawn pests can destroy grass from the roots up. I found that beneficial nematodes work excellently for grub control, while maintaining healthy soil often prevents many pest issues from becoming severe. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Lawn revival takes time. I've seen too many people give up after a few weeks because they expected instant results. Grass seed takes anywhere from 7 to 21 days just to germinate, depending on the variety and conditions. Full establishment can take several months. During the revival process, your lawn might look worse before it looks better. Don't panic if you see some existing grass die back while new growth emerges. This is often part of the natural process as stronger, healthier grass gradually replaces weaker growth. Set realistic expectations and celebrate small victories. That first flush of new green shoots poking through the soil is incredibly rewarding when you've put in the work to create the right conditions. Once your grass starts coming back, the real work begins, maintaining that progress. Regular mowing at the correct height for your grass type, consistent watering practices, and seasonal fertilization will keep your lawn looking its best. I've learned that prevention is always easier than cure. Annual aeration, proper fertilization, and, honestly, just addressing small problems before they turn into big ones will save you from having to do another major revival project down the road. Remember, every yard is different, and what works in my garden might need a bit of tweaking for yours. It's important to pay attention to your specific conditions, things like soil type, climate, existing grass variety, and local pest pressures, and then adjust your approach accordingly. Your dying grass isn't a lost cause. Actually, it's an opportunity to create something even better. With patience, proper technique, and consistent care, you can transform that struggling lawn into the green oasis you've always wanted. The satisfaction of watching your grass come back to life is honestly one of the greatest rewards of gardening. If this article helped you see new possibilities for your lawn, don't forget to subscribe to Soil Sage Chronicles for more in-depth gardening wisdom. And hey, share this with fellow gardeners who might be facing their own lawn challenges. Together we can keep growing stronger, healthier landscapes one blade of grass at a time.